Bellingham, welcome to the 10 o'clock update. Today is Wednesday, May 20th. We're going to start off first with the numbers from Deputy Chief.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for attending today. Massachusetts numbers, 87,925 cases with 5,938 deaths. In the U.S., 1,571,018 cases with 93,542 deaths. We also have 361,227 recovered. Good recoveries.
Very good rate, yes. All right, let's turn it over to Esther for the update on Bellingham specifically, please.
Good morning. As of this morning, we've had 673 residents tested with a total of 125 confirmed cases, 31 active cases, 84 recovered, and we're still holding with our 10 deaths.
Great. Esther, while we have you, I have a question that came in from one of our residents. If I could ask that of you.
Sure.
It says, can we open our homes to our family, especially those in senior housing?
So per the governor's order, you can have gatherings of less than 10 is my understanding, how I interpreted it. However, if your senior family members are in a high-risk category, they are still advised to stay at home. So it's really going to have to be their best judgment as to whether or not they come out and they potentially expose themselves. I would definitely still make sure that they're wearing masks if they're in a high-risk category, but as of this time, you can have gatherings of 10 or less, as I understand it.
And it's best if it's outside, obviously, right?
Correct, yes. I mean, if you're going to be in a closed space in your home, you definitely want to make sure people are wearing masks and you're still practicing social distancing as much as possible.
Great, thank you. Any updates from my colleagues here? All right, we are joined by Shadia Velez from Velez Bridal Salon. Shadia, I don't see you on the screen. If you want to pop back on.
Yes,
so our viewers
sorry
can
about
see
that.
your beautiful face.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Welcome. I wanted to give you an opportunity to share what's happening in your world as it relates to COVID and what your plans are for opening, hopefully sometime soon.
Yes. So we plan on, from what Governor Baker released on Monday, it sounds like we are part of the phase 2. So as of May 25th, we are allowed to do our curbside pickup and deliveries. So that's pretty much means, brides picking up their wedding dresses, remote fulfillment. So any virtual sales, we've been safely doing that. But I do plan, I have a few things in place for when we do reopen, hopefully by June 8th.
Great.
And I would love to discuss that if possible.
Sure.
So we're gonna have, of course, what's needed: hand sanitizer required, or hand washing for both customers and employees. I will be providing masks for both my employees and customers free of charge. We are going to be doing temperature checks at the front counter, and so that'll be a requirement, and disposable gloves as well. And we will be taking additional steps to disinfect our store. So things like, disinfectant sprays at the countertops, doorknobs, bathrooms, couches, fitting room areas. My end of shift staff will be responsible for disinfecting the bathrooms. And we have a special aerosol spray, a disinfecting aerosol spray, in which we would, as soon as a bride takes off the wedding dress, we will be disinfecting the garments. And of course, disinfecting floors. We are setting limitations for those that are bringing in guests and things. We're setting guest limits for all of our appointments to a 2-person guest limit, and then 1-person guest limit for the alteration phase. And if they are just coming in store to, say, pick up a dress, it's really not necessary for them to come into the store. So we will allow continued curbside pickups, trying on at home, and then calling us if they have any questions or concerns. So again, I've already trained my staff that at the start of an appointment, they are required to check for masks, verify the guest count, temperature check, and then of course making sure that everyone has washed their hands. And then at the end of the appointment, they will be disinfecting the garments, wiping down and disinfecting counter and couch. We're lastly taking some extra steps, such as we sometimes would allow for a little, champagne toast. That is not happening. No food or drink. We will be offering little mini water bottles, but only if asked. And then certainly if we encounter any resistance, which we've already experienced, I've trained my staff on how to handle those customers. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it.
It sounds like you are ready to rock and roll as soon as the governor gives the official go-ahead.
Yeah, and we'll be sure to post signs throughout the store, and then through our social media, we'll reinforce those policies and then add any verbiage to our reminder emails as well.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Shadia, for joining us.
Yeah.
Now we're going to turn it over to our other very special guest who's going to come to the hot seat, none other than our town administrator, Dennis C. Frame.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Do you want me to ask you, or do you want to start off with?
Sure. It's been an incredible couple of months. And I
Sure
think really what it shows is that how quickly things can evolve when we have disasters. And Mark Poirier, our deputy fire chief, is our local emergency planning director, and he hosts a quarterly meeting every 3 months. That'd be quarterly throughout the year, and we've been doing it for a long time, about 10 years. Mark's been in that position, and we plan for all kinds of scenarios, but I don't know if we ever had a plan for a pandemic.
We have not.
It shows that the town's emergency planning operation was able to evolve to at least inform the residents, prepare ourselves and our community as best we possibly can to meet the challenges. There's been a lot of challenges, so nothing but respect and credit goes to the entire emergency management team under Mark's direction, and especially our public safety first responder people, our firemen, policemen, dispatchers, all the administrative support. They just do a phenomenal job, and it's been, I want to say it's been seamless, but I know there've been a tremendous number of challenges, and nothing but credit to all of them. Our public officials, continuity of government. We've had our Zoom meetings, so we haven't missed a beat really. The public has the ability to attend any of those meetings, as everyone knows. We struggled initially a little bit. I know I struggled with the technology for a meeting or two, but I got it down. I think everybody got it down, and it's been super. So.
Right, and I think it's important for the residents to know that there have been daily communications, and the folks that are tuning in to watch this today know for sure that that's what we're doing, but really just trying to maintain as much of a sense of normalcy within the town hall, as well as, the experience for our residents. Can you talk a little bit about what's happening for Memorial Day coming up?
Sure.
So it's Monday.
As you know, we have an annual Memorial Day parade put on by the Memorial and Veterans Day Committee, and they're very proud of that event every year. And this is the first year it's been canceled, rain or shine, in say over 100 years they've been having some sort of recognition on this time of year. It was called something different years ago, but it's just a shame that it did have to be canceled. But the committee is going to have a delegation on Saturday visiting all of the memorial squares throughout town. If you live in a neighborhood where there's a memorial square, you'll know, because there's a sign up there in remembrance of a past resident of the town of Bellingham who gave the ultimate sacrifice to the country. And we have World War I veterans, World War II veterans, we have Korean War veterans, and a Vietnam veteran. All went off to war and never came back. So true heroes. Will be starting at 9 a.m. at the Memorial Square at the intersection of Hartford Avenue and Plymouth Road, and working our way from north to south at each of those memorial squares. They'll be at each of them for about 20 minutes. If you have one near your home, keep a lookout. They'll be doing a volley there, a 21-gun salute. And they'll have a little recognition of each of those young men that those squares are named after. So that's an important day. Saturday morning starting at 9 o'clock, and we'll start at the north end of town at Hartford Avenue and Plymouth Road at the Lankitis Memorial, and work our way south to Center Street at Pulaski Boulevard, where the Francis Montero Memorial is, and there's plenty of information about that event on the town's website.
I was surprised to see that there are 13. I actually counted it when I saw that was very eye-opening for me. So I think it'd be great if people are near those locations to come out and
I'm sure you've
socially
driven by
distance,
them, and
of course,
if
but
you live, a lot
you'll
of them
know.
are right in front of people's homes. You'll hear the volleys going off.
right.
Yeah.
And then on Memorial Day, starting at 1 p.m. at the Memorial School, middle school, there will be a recognition of volley and a laying of the wreath, and then we'll proceed to the World War I Memorial and Peterson Memorial, which are in front of the town hall. Again, it starts at 1. We'll probably be there about 1:15, and then across the streets of the town common, we'll visit the war memorials over at the town common. So that's on Memorial Day itself. So Saturday, we visit the different squares, and then on Monday, Memorial Day, starting at 1 o'clock, we'll be at the town common.
That's great.
All right.
I know recently that the governor had lifted some of the restrictions on recreational areas and beaches. What are we going to be doing here in Bellingham specific to those areas?
Sure, we've had a lot of calls about Silver Lake and Archean Park. When are we going to start
Right.
selling passes? And there's a very popular splash pad and playground at Silver Lake. People like to fish at Archean Park. We are going to be getting the process moving. We're likely looking at a mid-June opening date for those facilities. And the reason is we do have facilities like the playground that we need to make sure that they are properly sanitized and meet any of the conditions that the governor lays out as far as social distancing and cleanliness. We may have to keep those playgrounds closed. I don't know what's going to be coming out in the next phase. I know right now playgrounds are not open. Beaches are, but we will not be opening Silver Lake or Archean Park, as I say, until the middle of June. We'll have them staffed at that point in time. We hope to have our YMCA lifeguards back. I've been in touch with the YMCA in Franklin to make sure that we have that lined up. Hopefully that'll be happening. But again, there'll be more information coming on the beaches. I know people are very excited about getting down to Silver Lake. Unfortunately, Memorial Day weekend, we will not be open at those, but mid-June, we should be ready to go.
Hopefully that's concurrent with the WISE camp programs as well.
Right.
Hopefully it'll lift for everybody.
And as far as the play areas go,
Right.
pretty much the same requirements are in play. There is no full contact recreational activities. Little League's on hold. I was talking to the president of the Little League Association yesterday, along with Jim Cup, for our town planner, and they got a good plan in place. They're looking into July, and they're not even sure if they're going to be able to make a go of it then. But they had a meeting last night, and I know they'll be coming out with more information for the families that are interested in knowing what's happening with Little League. But it's something that's not even allowed at this point.
Right. Okay. What about the municipal building itself? What's the ramp up process for getting everybody back here?
We are ready to go. We are fully staffed. We're doing everything that we possibly can to meet the requirements of the public. We'd love to open tomorrow, but we're not in a position yet where we're allowed to. And we'll continue to have appointment-only visits, online activities. You can do everything, of course, as we've spoken, for your building permits.
Right.
You can get a hold of any office at any time. Unfortunately, we're looking at phase 2 for opening up town hall offices to the public, which probably be another couple of weeks.
Right. That
But
makes sense.
as soon as we get the green light, we'll be going forward, and we're putting in place certain things or different things, as you know, to protect our employees as well as the
Right.
public.
Right. Exactly. How about the recycling center? I know we opened it up a couple weeks ago for everybody that was cleaning up their yards and looking for a place to put it. What's the plan going to be going forward?
It's going to continue to be Saturday only, but
Okay.
brush and full recycling, so you can bring pretty much anything down there. It is open today and tomorrow for brush only, but that'll end the weekday brush service down there. We also have scheduled our, we get a lot of questions about bulky item collections. As you know, Harvey, our trash hauler, discontinued the collection of bulky items at the curbside. So we had a question today, actually, from a resident who was asking when that's going to start up again. I know Bruce Wilson has mentioned it to me. It's a real problem because people are putting bulky items at the curb.
Right.
waiting for it to start up again. I talked with Harvey this morning, our hauler this morning. They hope to have a modified version of the bulky item collection up June 1st. So that's a week from this Monday. So they'll start up the bulky item collection again the week of June 1st. Again, more information on that will be coming out. They don't think they'll be starting the collection of mattresses right away, but we'll be getting information out on that as soon as we can. That's a tough one to get rid of because the mattresses have become more and more difficult to dispose of. I don't know what we're supposed to do with them when we have them, but the best thing to do is when you get a new mattress and it's delivered, have them take the old one. It costs an extra $10.
Right.
But we will have that service back in play fairly soon, but June 1st at the curbside for bulky items. And then July 11th is our household hazardous waste collection day. That's at the senior center. That's an annual event, and I see no reason why that will be canceled. So July 11th, usually we do it in June. This year, fortunately, we pushed it back a little bit, so it's July 11th, and visit the town's website for a complete list of items. It's all covered in your annual user fee for waste collection, so there's no additional charge for that.
That's good.
So that'll be happening soon as well.
Great. One last question for you, Dennis. What are the plans for 4th of July? Do we have anything mapped out for that yet, or?
We do, and unfortunately, it's not good. So we did cancel. I think most communities have canceled their 4th of July events. 2 reasons, really. One, the whole social distancing, the impact and pressure that it puts on public safety. They've got enough pressure on them right now to try to manage a major event like that. And the other thing is, I know you understand, a big part of how we fund that is through fundraising.
Right.
And to go out now to the business community that has stood by this event for the last 23 years we've done this event, and it's fully funded. The event itself is fully funded with donations. And to expect businesses that are closed to come up with the $30,000 that's necessary for the fireworks and the music would be a little excessive right now. Not to mention the fact that the fire and police departments, they pick up the cost of the details within their budgets. And that's something that we're looking at next year is tighter budgets. So unfortunately, that's not something that we're going to have this year. But hopefully next year we'll be back bigger and better than ever.
Absolutely. Understandable. Great. All right. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank
Anything else
you.
that I didn't ask you that you would like to cover?
I think we covered quite a bit of it. And
Yes, we did.
keep the emails coming at covid19@bellinghamma.org. We're happy to get them. And gives us an opportunity to let people know what other people think.
Right. And if you're a business that'd like to be sponsored, featured, I should say, use that same email address and we'll make sure we get you on there to talk about what your plans are. All right.
And let us know how we're doing too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're always looking for feedback on.
Yeah, we're always looking for feedback, and thank you. In the event you have a question in regards to COVID, you can dial 211. And if you have any workplace issues or questions in regards to COVID, you can call the Massachusetts Attorney Generals at 617-727-3465. All right.
Mark, thank you, Shadia. Thank you, Dennis. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.